Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Two topics here today. First off, new immigration office in Cebu City, and the second topic is reasons to use a visa agent. I'll give you some examples and some contact information. First off, the immigration office, the main one here in Cebu City, Tri-Cities areas, which was in J Center Mall in Mandaue City, is no longer there. They have moved to Robinson's Galleria Mall. It's between SM Mall and the downtown area, basically, and it's a large, newer mall, and they are on the third floor. I pulled this off of, I think, Robinson's Galleria site, and it lists their hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Of course, I'm doing this video during the holiday season, and I suspect that they will be closing early on some days and closed, of course, for New Year's Day. So best to go onto their Facebook page or their website and get the actual hours if you need to get down there during these holiday seasons. Also, if you have special types of things you need to take care of, you may want to try to set an appointment as well. Now, the next issue is why you might want to use a visa agent, an agency, to process your various visa requirements here in the Philippines. One nice thing about the Philippines is it's one of the most friendly countries, easy countries to come into. After you arrive here from many countries, you get a 30-day visa on arrival. Gives you free 30 days here. After that, you have to start extending your visa 1 month, 2 months. Sometimes you're allowed 6 months at a time. And you can do that at a number of different Bureau of Immigration offices. I did my tourist extensions myself for a couple of years, I think, and then I met a visa agent and in fact, many of you know I've done a number of interviews with JR at JRC Visa Consultancy and Immigration Services, and many of my subscribers and viewers have used him very successfully. He gets very high marks and can help get things started even back in your country you're coming from if you want to apply for instance, a retirement visa or a 13A, a spousal visa, those kind of things, as well as work visas. So I'm going to take you over to JRCconsultancy.com, their website. I'll show you their Facebook page here in a bit also. They've got a number of things: happy clients, common questions, services, SRRV ID renew, directories, what do we do, some information, online appointment. They've got you can click on their Facebook page up here. They've got a YouTube channel you can click on, and I believe this would allow you to email them as well. Anyway, what I have found, I've had 3 trips to the Philippines and lived here about 7 years, and what I have found is it's easy enough in most cases to do your visa extensions by yourself, your tourist visa extensions. But I know many people, including myself, who have used JR and his crew to extend my tourist visas as well. And I've gone to the immigration office, and every month, every 2 months, after 6 months, when I extend for 6 months, and I have sat there for an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours to get processed. And just in the little time that I've spent there, I've seen a couple people get rejected. Don't know why. But one of the reasons that people might want to use an agency is that they know the language, they know the people, the agency, they know the routine, they know the best way, what kind of answers immigration is looking for on the various forms that you might fill out. And interesting story I'm going to interject here. My father was a county commissioner back in the USA, and he wasn't one to spend money frivolously and didn't like spending money. And they applied for the county. You've got counties and states there. and then the federal government and the agricultural department. We were living on a farm, and being a county commissioner, he was involved in writing up requests for grants and various things to get things done in the county. And a number of times, the commissioners, they failed. They were rejected. And I remember him telling me one time that they finally paid a consultant, and right away their information was processed through. And that's what I've noticed happens here in the Philippines, and probably many countries around the world too. The An agent, uh, like I said, they know the people, they know the system, they know what kind of answers they're looking for on the various forms. For instance, overstays. Hundreds of people, I think, overstayed their visa. And to get that taken care of, the first thing you have to do is apply for a motion for reconsideration. And there are a number of questions in there, and you might be very honest and answer it very honestly, but there are certain ways to answer certain questions that you're more likely to be approved for an extension, and the payment of back fees and penalties and all that sort of thing. Same thing with the SRRV, the retirement visa, and I know a number of people have done it on their own. They said, "Oh, it took me a lot of time, a lot of trips, but I was able to finally I was able to get it through." Um, I also have met a number of expats living here who have become very frustrated, filling it out, going back, and uh, wondering what's taking so long, and a couple of people I know start arguing with people. That's the last thing you want to do is is insult the immigration people or the retirement visa people. Anyway, these guys can deal with that, take the stress off of you. Of course, there's a fee for these services, um, but it's quite reasonable, I think, and they provide that service. Take the stress. They take care of all the time-consuming things. They fill out the forms right the first time, and even if you're back in the USA or wherever you're coming from, they can advise you on what type of documents you need to have when you get here, um, to bring along. And what happens sometimes is the people come here and they start processing things, and they haven't brought all the proper documents from their home country. So they can advise you even before you leave the country, and you can contact them. This is their website, and they can also help people in most areas of the Philippines now. I think either through mail, or they've got a couple of other offices around where you can get firsthand service as well. But here on their website, if you want to apply for a spousal visa 13A, you can click here, put you in touch with the right people. The retirement visa is available to many people. It used to be available to even younger people, not retirement age. And I think the age now is 50. Don't quote me on this, but there were quite a few people, I think from China, in fact, that were working age and using a retirement visa to come in and work on, which is illegal. Anyway, if you want to extend your stay, your tourist visa over here, if you have an overstay type issue, you've got that. They've got other options as well, options that I wasn't aware of, that you can get in depending upon your circumstances, and you can discuss that with them. And they've got a number of videos here, question and answer type videos. They're accredited by the Bureau of Immigration, as well as the PRA, Philippine Retirement Authority, and they've got a number of YouTube videos you can click on to here as well. And gosh, amazing Philippines. There he is. And Vlogger Grandpa, he puts out some interesting information. Filipino P. Some partnered bars down here. Ned Kelly's is here in Cebu City. This is Dumaguete. Howling Dog here with Michael over there, the owner. and you can do some contact information. They also have some news that you can go to as a news site as well. Now, I'm going to jump over to their Facebook page. And we're at JRC Visa Consultancy and Immigration Services. Got a phone number there. You've got you can contact them with message them here if you would like. Here again, there's additional information on various visas. This SRRV, the retirement visa, actually is a super good deal, especially for retired U.S. military, and because you have to put down a very small deposit. I think it's still 1,500 US into a bank account in order to do that. Other people generally, I think it's depending on your age and your income, it's 10,000 USD if you're not U.S. military, and then you've got some information on the spousal visa here as well, and other information about the various people who've had approvals. And I know that they got a branch in Moal Bowl over on the west side of Cebu. Number of other branches, and anyway, you can contact them. I was actually first introduced to JRC by one of my subscribers, and he emailed me one time and he said, I'm using JRC to get my retirement visa, and he's really doing a great job. You should meet this guy. And so a couple weeks later, we met for coffee, and a couple weeks later we did an interview, and I've got a number of interviews on my channel. He's got some of those interviews on his YouTube channel up as well, I think. And my experience has been that he has solved a lot of problems for a lot of people. That is what they're there for. You know, you can do all this stuff yourself if you have the time and patience. There is a very good chance that it will be done accurately and efficiently the first time if you use an agent like this. And no, this is not a paid advertisement. I've become friends with JR over the last 3+ years, and I am happy to get the responses from so many of my viewers and subscribers that they've used their services and are exceptionally happy with them as well. Anyway, with that having been said, I wish you all a great 2023, and those of you who are not in the Philippines yet, safe travels as well.